Okay, so to kick things off, you're going to go to admin.b360.autodesk.com. Okay, and I'll put that in the tutorial here as well. You're going to go to the little buttons on the left hand side. Can you guys see this okay? You're going to click on that and go to Account Admin. Sometimes you'll start in a project already. So if like you log in and you're in a project, just click on this, go to Account Admin. Okay? That'll back you up to our account itself. Okay? Now if you're not in our account, you won't see Account Admin. So if you're not in our account, this is how you know. So there's different hubs in 360, right? All the different architectural hubs that you guys have been working on. You'll see what account you're on. It'll say MSA Engineers or TSK Architects or whatever. Just click down on that, and then you can click on Change Account, and then these are all the different accounts or quote-unquote hubs that they call them, okay? So anyway, so you go to MSA, and then under MSA is where you'll see the Account Admin, okay? Once you go to Account Admin, there's a couple tabs across the top. Go to Projects, and then you'll see all the list of all of our projects. And then you just go to Add and put in the project name. So for this one, we'll do ladies first. So we'll go Jen's Bistro, and I probably spelled that wrong, but that's okay. See, thank God for spell check. So we'll make a project here for Jen. You just put the project name in. Usually what I do is kind of keep the same naming convention that we have already. So I'll be like L blah 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 space dash space and then project name. So it's project number space dash space project name. Okay, and you can see all the other projects here. So let's try to keep the naming consistent so it's clean. Project type, not important, but I usually try to fill it in. So this will be a restaurant. And then construction type, again, not important, but I try to fill it in. New construction. Project values, irrelevant. We're not going to know that. Contract type, we're not going to know. Doesn't matter. Start and end date, doesn't matter. And then project job number does matter. So I'll put in the job number there, starting with our R's or L's or A's, right? So make sure you have that. And then business unit. I do fill this out as well, depending on, what project is the host for it, or what location office is the host. So this is Vegas, Phoenix, or Reno. So I'll put it in Vegas there. And then that's pretty much it. You can change the time zone if you want to PST. None of the rest of the stuff is really that important. Project image, meh, not a big deal. Okay? Save and continue. Alright, so this step is really important. We don't want to miss this step here. This is pretty critical. So we've just saved the project, so it's created, but now what service do we want to activate for that project? Okay? So 360 as a platform is made up of several services, and you can continue to pay Autodesk more and more money for more and more services. Like if you want collision detection, well guess what? If you want that in the cloud, you got to pay for that service, right? We have two main services, which is about the bottom of the barrel we could possibly get with our licensing, and still then it's really, really expensive stuff, right? So what we do is we always activate document management, okay? That's the most important thing. That is basically your FTP file storage and C4R, right? The allowing for publishing of models and that kind of stuff, and to have central models up in the cloud. So once you click active, now you have to put, select the project to copy project settings from, and I already have a MSA master template in there. So just go ahead and select that, and that'll create your folders and everything for you. That'll pre-set up the whole hub for us, permissions and all that stuff as well. And then I assign project admin. So what we do here is we always go through and we select every one of our DTG group members so that everybody in DTG is an admin of that project. Okay, so I won't do that all here. Well, actually, yeah, we probably should, because we're going to need to back check your work anyway. So we'll do Willie, we'll save, and we'll do Steve. And then I just type M for MSA and it should pop up. Save, do Jeremy, Save. This is kind of funky, but don't forget to put yourself. I don't know why, but I didn't do that one time, and I don't know. I had Willie add me afterwards. So just always add like everybody on the team. Okay? So now you've got everybody on the team. The project settings are going to copy over from an MSA master template. Okay, everything's good here. Don't forget to click finish. Okay? So we click finish, and you're going to be like, okay, awesome, I'm ready to go to my project. So you're going to click down up top, and then you're going to do L0000, and you'll be like, where the hell's my project? It's in the cloud. It's taking So at this point here, usually when I pause, I go into Revit and I start doing like my work on the project itself, right? Like, you know, getting my scope boxes, all those normal project setup tasks that we'll go over with in different videos, right? But this is usually takes a little bit of time, so there's usually a delay here, and it's setting up the project in the cloud, setting permissions, it's copying in the folders from the template, right, that we assigned it to. So time frame, I don't know, 5-10 minutes. Like it's not usually that big of a deal. But I think it also is just a variable. It just depends on how busy their cloud is and all that kind of stuff. But I haven't seen it take super long. So sometimes if you don't see it, you can click refresh, pop back into here, see if you see it here. So here we can see it's down here, Jen's Bistro. If you search, see that it was already created, so we found it. So now you click on that, now we're in that project, right? That project's active. Now under that project, if we click the menu button, we'll have a couple different places. So these top three options, project home, document management, project admin, are all part of that project, okay? Account admin will back you back out where we started, to the MSA account admin screen, okay? So let's go to project home. Let's see here. Okay, yeah. All right, so project home, and you'll see some information about the project. You know, once we upload stuff and fill stuff in about the project, you'll see like project address, the local weather in that area, like design issues. So as people start to use Project Hub, all different project teams, they can say, hey, I redline this little area on the PDFs that are in the cloud and say, I'm making a design issue off of this, and track those issues and assign those issues to people. There's all sorts of things you can do here, right, from a workflow perspective. When we're using our hub, none of that stuff really gets used, right? We're just using it strictly for FTP purposes, kind of, right? Cloud document storage and document management purposes. That's all we're really using it for, okay? We don't care about any of this other stuff. So the only screen we're going to really spend any time in is going to be document management and project admin. So let's start off with project admin, and then we're going to look at our members, make sure all of our admins are listed, which we did earlier, right? So you're good there. If you ever forgot to add an admin, you can do it again here once the project's set up, okay? So you do have 2 opportunities to do it. Just don't forget to add yourself, or you won't be able to do it. You'll be asking somebody else to do it. Companies, it's just going to say MSA. It's fine, no big deal. Services, again, you can activate or deactivate more services. Document management, we already set that up. We're good to go. You do not need to activate design collaboration, okay? Nothing we need to do on our own hub. When we're working on another company's hub, that's 50-50 on whether they use it or not. And again, that's during a design setup, conversation that we have for that project. We'll figure that out with the client. All right, so that's all good. You can add members here if you want to. If you know the team list, you should know the team list from the PM. You can add them all here if you want to. I typically don't. I go into document management, and then once I'm in document management, I usually make it really simple on myself. I go in and I'll look at the project files. I don't think that template should have folders under here for some reason. The template, that might be the old template. I don't know. I'll double check that. But anyway, so we're gonna want to make some folders. You should have an MEP folder in here. You should have an ARC, and then you should have a structural. It's like our basic hierarchy, right? You may have like a food service or whatever. But anyway, so it's something like this, right? So you'll have a couple folders. What I usually do is I go click on the project files and then the options button there, and I go to permissions. Now you guys and the DTG group will have full permissions over the whole structure, right? The whole tree. We don't need that for everybody. So what I like to do is I like to add and do MSA, and if I back that out, you'll notice now if I scroll down, MSA, the company is here. This is a newer feature. But if you back this out, for adding new permissions, you can add names, people's first and last names, and if they're already a member, they'll show up here, right? So I can start typing Steve and they'll show up. You can put in email address, you can put in roles, so you say BIM managers, right? And everybody who's assigned the BIM manager role would show up, or engineer, right? All of our MSA people are set up in our system to be engineers, or BIM managers, which is the DTG, okay? Or you put it full companies. What we're gonna do, and this makes it really easy, I'm gonna say MSA, and I'm gonna select the company, okay? Has the permissions of view and download, okay? And that's basically for the whole stack. So that'll be for everything underneath here, all the subfolders. ARC, MEP, structural. Now, if you miss that step, and you only go into MEP, and you say, okay, I'm going to put our MEP model in here, and then I'm going to go to permissions, and I'm going to give everybody permissions in MSA to full permissions in here if you want, right? View, upload, download, whatever you want, you can give them full permissions. When they open the model, they will have 0 permissions on the links. So the links won't load in and stream in for them. And they'll be like, hey, here's my background. Well, they don't even have, you have to have a minimum of view permissions in order for a link to come from another folder into your model. So even though our model is stored in the MEP folder, right, the links are stored in other folders. So we have to make sure that you set the permissions up so that they at least have that view or download permission set, okay, for all the folders. So I just do it on the main root, set it there, and give the whole company view download permissions, right? It won't overwrite the admins. You'll see if I go into the ARC folder, the admins already have full control, so you don't have to worry about screwing up your admin permissions. That's already set. But then, under the MEP folder, I click on that one specifically, I go to their permissions, and then what I do here is for the MSA, I just bump it up. And basically I'll give them view, download, upload. Edit, sorry. View, download, upload, edit. Because the reason why is inside of here, the MEP folder, we should have a CAD folder too. They're going to need to be able to upload their CAD files, right, that are going to then link in to the MEP Revit model. And basically I just give them you can even give them full folder control like we have. It's not the end of the world, okay? If they delete a folder, they delete a model, it's like, it's okay, everything's in the cloud, we can always back things up, right? We can always go back and undo things. So it's not super imperative. But this is basically the highest level that they can get before full control, okay? They really shouldn't need to add any folders because, well, if I did a tutorial right and actually used the right template, MSA template, we would have had all our folder structure already pre-done, okay? So we don't even have to really mess with that, okay? So that makes it pretty easy. You don't have to add Joe and Bob and Mary and whatever, okay? You're just adding MSA to have permissions here, okay? Now, what's nice about that is you have different permissions in different areas, but we covered it with the company-wide, right? So now, when you add your users, you can go back to the project admin side, okay? And then just go ahead and add all the user lists from the PM. You don't really ever need to worry about, oh, if I add a user, I gotta add Mary to have you know, read permissions on the ARC and the structural folder, full permissions on this folder. No, we already did all that. Like, that stuff never changes for the whole project duration, right? We assign the company rights to that. So all we have to do is just add Mary to this project, and that's it. Her rights are already associated, right? So we don't have to worry about any of that. Why are you unresponsive? Come on, 360. Alright, let's just refresh our page here. And begin. Ooh, it's really cranky. There it goes. Alright, let's go back to our project. Members, here we go. Yeah, so now we just add the users, and usually what I do is, you know, you're going to have an email list from the PM, who's the team, and you're just going to copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, right? Get them all listed in there. They all start to get listed here. So if I add like Zane, you're going to start typing. All these people are already part of our account, right? So they already have BIM 360 accounts. It's already going to know that Zane is an engineer. It's already preset. You don't have to do any of that stuff. Like, that's already good to go, okay? So all you got to do, start typing a name, hit enter. Start typing a name, hit enter. They're all going to get listed here. If anything's blank, fill it in, but everybody who's in the system is already pre-set up. And then just hit add a project. Now when you say add a project, every one of them will get that email with the link that says, hey, welcome to this project. As soon as they click on that link, it'll bring them to 360. They log in. They now have access to this project, right? So then, when they go to Revit, and they go to open the project, they'll have the rights to see that project in their list of BIM 360 projects, and because you set up your permissions correctly, the links will come in when they open the AP model, right? And they're ready to go. Okay? That's really it. So it's pretty simple to set up. It's pretty simple to do the rights and the permissions for the users. Again, do them as permissions or always set as company, right? And then just add the users in the project admin screen. Okay? Makes it much, much easier. You don't have to manage individual users' permissions. Okay? Any questions?
Not currently.
No? Okay.
No, it seems pretty straightforward, and more than likely it's, once we actually start doing it, that's when we'll have the questions.
Yep. So this hierarchy, I think we'll have to look at the templates. Let's ask Willie what the best project is that he uses for his templates. I already has the project structure set up, and maybe what I'll have to do is just go into that project template and then update it. Let's see. Project template. See, I don't even see template. What was it called, the one that we used? Wasn't it like MSA Master something?
Yeah, it was MSA Master Template.
Huh. Interesting.
Would that be one of those where you didn't accidentally give permission to yourself to do it?
No, I think I did that so long ago that I don't actually see it anymore. So I think it might like still quote unquote be in the system listed as a template, but I don't even think it exists anymore. I think it's so old it's been blown away from like previous versions of 360. So I probably got to do that again. That's probably why it didn't work. Then there's like a sample project. Like, I don't know what this is. I gotta do some cleanup on some of these projects. Oh, so this is like the new sample project that comes with 360 that they just added in pretty recently. So it's got a whole bunch of different kind of structures and stuff like that. Anyways, yeah, it's nothing I gotta worry about. So anyway, so yeah, so that's pretty much it. So you guys could, at this point, can, I'll go ahead and stop the recording, but you guys at this point can go ahead and